Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the new Marvel Legends Bucky Captain America. This new Captain America figure comes from the second series of the brand new Marvel Legends from Hasbro. Now let me go ahead and say this up front. Back in the Toy Biz days, I was a huge fan and collector of the Marvel Legends series. I had just about every one of the figures from all of the Toy Biz waves, but when it switched over to Hasbro initially, I lost my interest, and eventually I ended up selling off most of my Marvel Legends figures. It's one of those things I still kind of regret doing. And I've kind of been hesitant about picking up these brand new Marvel Legends figures because I was a little worried about getting addicted again and having to buy a bunch of these. But here I am, I finally made the plunge, and we're going to take a look at this brand new Captain America. The figure comes in the new style Marvel Legends blister card packaging. The top features some really nice artwork of the character along with the Marvel Universe logo. And then on the actual blister bubble, it's got the Marvel Legends logo, with the return of Marvel Legends emblazoned on the corner. The back of the box features that same really nice artwork, and it shows off some of the other figures that are available in the second wave, along with this wave's Build-A-Figure, Arnim Zola. Okay, so the first thing I have to say about this figure out of the box is that both the sculpt and the paint job are really well done. I wasn't a big fan of Hasbro's first attempt at Marvel Legends. The first couple waves that they released when they first took over from Toy Biz just weren't very impressive to me. But this figure right here already looks way better than those did. The sculpt of the figure is pretty top-notch. I love all of the deco on this guy here. I really love the stern look on the face. The paint job on the figure is also really nice. He features that nice, shiny, almost metallic blue on the costume, as well as the red and white kind of have that nice pearl-eye shine to it as well. Everything underneath the colors is just a solid black, but it does still work really nice as the sculpt and muscle definition and everything really kind of makes it pop, so it's not just too plain or bland. Now, for those out there who aren't real familiar with this is not Steve Rogers, the original Captain America. This is actually his old sidekick, Bucky, or the Winter Soldier, after he took over the role of Captain America when Captain America died in the comics. So if any of you are wondering why the costume looks a little bit different, well, that's why. It also explains some of the different accessories he comes with, which I'm going to take a look at in just a minute. But one of the other details I really like on the figure is the belt area. You can see he's got lots of nice little details such as pouches and a canteen sculpted on, and then there's also a holster on either side of him for both of his accessories, his knife and his gun. Now the knife is made of a pretty nice plastic. It's got a little bit of pliability to it, but it's not too soft. It's actually nice and rigid. It's got a nice silver blade with a black handle. It's a pretty basic paint job, but it does get the job done. One of the problems with the knife, though, is that the hands are sculpted so that he doesn't really hold on to it with a very tight grip. He holds it better in his left hand than his right, but it's still a little loose. He can hold on to it fine, and it's not like he drops it, but it is a little looser than I'd like. The other accessory is his handgun. Now this is best held in his right hand because that hand is sculpted with a trigger finger, so it can actually go into the trigger spot on the gun, which I really like. Now, of course, since this is Captain America, he also comes with the famous shield. Now, this shield is done a little bit differently than the shields in the past were. Back in the Toy Biz days, we had some elastic straps on the other end that kind of were able to wrap around the figure's shoulders to hold it on his back and also wrapped around his arms with a small clip. This time around, there is a little clip on the underside that can be rotated down so that there is a peg sticking out instead. There is a hole in his back, so if you want to, you can just place that peg onto his back, so that way you can have the shield holstered on his back. The peg is a really nice tight fit, so it's not loose and it holds there very firm. Now, of course, if you want him to use the shield in action, all you got to do is rotate that clip again, and then you can just snap it onto one of his wrists. It can go on either arm, and again, it's a very nice, tight grip, and it doesn't seem like it's going to have to worry about any breakage or anything like that. It's very solid, and it works really well. Alright, so here's the true test on if this is a Marvel Legends figure. The original Marvel Legends figures were known for their highly articulated bodies. In fact, they kind of set the trend for super articulated action figures. So let's see how Hasbro handled the articulation on this new Captain America. The figure's got a really nice neck joint, allowing him to look both up and down and left to right. You can rotate the head a full 360 degrees. He's got nice ball-jointed shoulders, and one of the things about the joints here and on a lot of the parts on the body is they got that nice click going on, so they kind of lock in place. It makes the joint very tight. So you can rotate the shoulder all the way around, up and down. You got a bicep twist. You've got double-jointed elbows, which also have the nice clicks in them. You've got wrists that rotate and can move up and down. You've got the torso cut articulation. You got a waist swivel. You've got nice joints at the legs, which do kind of get hindered by the holsters on either side of his waist if you try to get him in the splits position, but it's not too bad. You do have an upper thigh twist. You've got double joints in the knees, which again have that nice firm click to them so that they're real tight. Then you have a swivel at the boot cut. And then you've got really nice ankle joints that both move upwards and downwards, and they've got a little bit of a swivel to them. So it's not quite like the DC Universe Classics rocker joint, but it does swivel, so you can still position the feet kind of at an angle if you want to. So the articulation is very nice. It's all really tight, which I very, very much enjoy. I love that it's kind of got that little click in place so that it locks where you need it to. He's not overly articulated either, so there's no posable fingers, but I'm okay with that because a lot of the old Toy Biz things that had posable fingers got loose over time and it was hard to get them to hold on to their accessories. So honestly, I would say that this figure has a perfect amount of articulation, which you can really get some awesome dynamic poses out of. Now, Captain America here also comes packaged with one of the legs for the Arnim Zola Build-A-Figure. And one of the other things that's packaged in there is this cool little checklist that shows you all the figures and what parts they come with to build the Arnim Zola, plus this really neat story on the other side called Tales of Arnim Zola. Every figure comes with a new little tale or a story about the Build-A-Figure character. Alright guys! It's comparison time! I'm going to go ahead and compare him to this Ultimate Captain America from the Toy Biz Marvel Legends line. Unfortunately, this is one of the only few Toy Biz Marvel Legends I have remaining in my collection, so this will have to do for a comparison. You can see, of course, that the Ultimate one does have a little bit more detailing going on in his costume, but that's just because that's how Ultimate Captain America is supposed to look. Otherwise, I think these two are very comparable in both scale and in details, and I think Hasbro really did a great job, because this new figure does look like it would fit right in with the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures. And just so you get an idea, here he is standing alongside of a DC Universe Classics figure. Now, of course, the DC Universe Classics figures do have a little bit of a larger sculpt, a little bit of a bigger build to them. They're scaled a little bit taller, but that's actually just the nature of the DC Universe Classics line. So there you go, guys. There's my look at the brand new Marvel Legends Captain America from Hasbro. This is the first figure I've picked up from this new Marvel Legends line, and I've got to admit, I love this. I think the sculpt is terrific, the paint job looks awesome, I love the articulation. I think overall, this is a really well-made action figure, and I can definitely say that this will not be the last of the new Marvel Legends figures that I will be picking up from my collection. Marvel Legends Series 2 featuring this Captain America is in stores now, so happy hunting, and until next time.